Every single day, gardeners throw away hundreds of cuttings they believe are dead. They blame the weather, the soil, or bad luck, never realizing they made one tiny mistake in the first few minutes. That single mistake is why their cuttings never grow roots. Today, that changes. I'm going to show you the exact propagation method experienced growers use to root almost any plant naturally, without expensive products or complicated equipment. But there's one critical step that determines whether your cutting becomes a healthy new plant or dies before it ever has a chance. Miss it, and nothing else in this video will matter, and I mean any plant. Flowering ornamentals like bougainvillea and roses. Fruit trees like acerola cherry, jaboticaba, pomegranate, sugar apple, soursop, and pitonnat. It doesn't matter what's growing in your yard right now. If you stay with me, subscribe, follow every single step I show you today, you will root it. But there is one step in this process, one specific moment that decides whether your cutting becomes a thriving new plant or a dried out stick in a pot. So you need to stay with me all the way through, because if you miss that step, nothing else works. And before we get into it, if you're new here, welcome to Grow More Spend Less. Hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell. Every video on this channel is built around one idea, that growing more food and more plants costs you knowledge, not money. Subscribe so you never miss a method that saves you from spending what you don't need to spend. Now let me show you exactly what we're working with today. I'm going to walk you through this method. Comment "I'm still here," makes me feel I'm with you, using two plants, acerola cherry and pomegranate, and I'm pulling the cuttings from branches that are actively fruiting right now. Yes, fruiting branches. Because here's something most gardeners don't know, you don't have to wait for a plant to finish its fruiting cycle before you take cuttings from it. If you do this correctly, those fruits stay on the cutting roots successfully, and you end up with a brand new plant that goes into production faster than anything you'd buy at a nursery. But before I show you the steps, I need to explain something fundamental. Because once you understand why most cuttings fail, the method makes complete sense and you'll never lose another one. When the average person takes a cutting, they do the same thing every time. They find a branch they like, they cut it off, they poke it into some soil, and they wait. Sometimes they water it. Sometimes they put a bag over it. And almost every single time, within a week or two, the cutting is either completely wilted, turning black at the base, or just sitting there doing absolutely nothing for months until it finally gives up, and the reason for that is simple. A bare cutting stuck in soil has three problems all happening at the same time. It has no protection against the fungi and bacteria living in the soil that immediately begin attacking the fresh wound at its base. It has no signal, no biological trigger telling its cells to shift from growing shoots and leaves into producing roots. And it has no reliable way to take in the moisture it needs to stay alive while that root system develops. Without solving all three of those problems together, the cutting never stands a chance. What we're doing today solves all three. Naturally. Using materials you almost certainly already have at home. And it works because it works with the biology of the plant, not against it. So let's get into the steps. The first thing you're going to do when you select your cutting is look for a branch that's roughly the thickness of a pencil, or at most the thickness of one of your fingers. That range is important. Go too thin, and the cutting dries out before it ever gets the chance to root. Go too thick, and the tissue is too dense to callus and respond the way you need it to. Pencil to finger.
Pathogens in the environment, without exposing that inner tissue, you're trying to trigger all three of those responses through a layer of bark that's designed specifically to keep things out. You're working against the plant's own design. But the moment you remove it, the moment that living tissue is in direct contact with moisture, with organic matter, with the right environment, everything changes. That cutting is now ready to root. Do this on every single cutting you prepare. It takes less than 30 seconds per stem, and it is the single most important thing you will do in this entire process. If you're still watching at this point, drop a comment below with the words "I'm still here" and subscribe. Let's see who's genuinely following this method all the way through. Because what comes next, the natural rooting formula and the planting technique, is where this all comes together. Your cutting is now prepped. The leaves are stripped, the base is exposed, the cambium is removed. Now you need to give that cutting 3 things before it ever touches the soil. It needs a rooting stimulus, a natural compound that signals the tissue at the wound site to begin producing root cells rather than shoot cells. It needs antifungal and antibacterial protection because that open wound at the base is vulnerable the moment it enters the soil, and without protection, fungal infection will kill it before roots form. And it needs consistent moisture at the tissue level, not flooding, not drying out, but that steady, even humidity that keeps the exposed inner wood hydrated while roots develop. The natural materials that deliver all 3 of these things are already in most homes. You don't need to buy a synthetic rooting hormone. You don't need chemicals. What you need is the right organic combination applied correctly at the wound site before planting and a substrate that holds moisture without becoming waterlogged. That's your window. Once you have your cutting selected, the next step is to remove almost all of the leaves. And I want to be clear about why, because a lot of people feel uncomfortable doing this. They think the plant needs its leaves. But here's the truth, at this stage, leaves are working against you. Every leaf on that cutting is drawing energy. Energy that needs to go toward root production. When your cutting has a full set of leaves, it's spending everything it has just trying to keep those leaves alive. Strip them. Leave only a tiny amount at the very tip if you want to help the cutting photosynthesize just enough to stay active, but everything else comes off. If your cutting has fruits on it, like the acerola and pomegranate branches I'm working with today, you can leave them on. They won't hurt the process as long as everything else is done right. Now here is the step that changes everything. This is the one I was talking about at the beginning, the step that separates the growers who root cuttings reliably from the ones who keep losing them. Take the bottom 2 to 2.5 centimeters of your cutting, roughly an inch, and you're going to remove the outer bark. Carefully scrape it away all the way around the stem. And then, once the bark is gone, look at what's underneath. You'll see a thin green layer. That's the cambium. Remove that too. What you're left with is the raw inner tissue of the branch, living, responsive, and now fully exposed to everything around it. The moisture in your rooting medium. The natural compounds you're about to apply. The stimulation that tells this cutting to start producing roots. This works because of 3 biological responses that happen inside plant tissue when it's wounded and properly supported. Regeneration, the plant's drive to replace damaged cells with new growth. Cicatrization, the formation of callus tissue at the wound site, which is where roots emerge from. And protection, the sealing of that wound against the. When you plant your prepared cutting into that medium, it goes in at a depth that keeps the exposed section fully buried, in contact with everything around it, with only the leafless upper stem and the small amount of foliage at the tip above the surface. From there, the cutting needs shade, consistent humidity, and time. Not direct sun. Not neglect. Just protection while those root cells multiply and extend. And when roots develop from cuttings taken this way from actively fruiting branches, prepared correctly, protected and stimulated, the new plant that emerges is already ahead of anything you'd buy. It comes from proven genetics. It's already demonstrated it can produce. And it roots without costing you a single cent. That is the method. That is what the best propagators know and what most gardeners were never taught. You don't need more products. You need more knowledge. That is exactly what this channel is built on. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up right now. It helps this channel reach more growers who need this information. Share it with someone who's been losing cuttings and spending money on plants they could be making themselves. And subscribe to grow more, spend less if you haven't already, because every video here is built to put knowledge in your hands and money back in your pocket. I'll see you in the next one.